One night, me and my friend decided to go abandoned house hunting since throughout the entire summer holidays, young people were posting videos on the internet exploring abandoned houses that have just been recently made abandoned. My friend was so excited, and I was so excited, that there was one house that no one had dared to go in apart from a few brave young YouTubers.
Yo, Kieran, I found this new house. It's called the Death House. No one's ever gone in it, and if they have gone in it, but they've never been seen again. So I think we should go in it and see if we survive.
So my friend got in his car and drove us down. It was only about, I'd say, a 30-minute drive. So we decided to go down there. We looked for any near hotels just in case it would have been a bit late to get back. But it was summer and it didn't go dark until around 8, 9 o'clock anyway. With a matter of minutes, we found the house. My friend got the flashlights and the cameras just in case we found anything that was paranormal or just something that you would not expect to find, since it was classed as the death house after all. We went in and we suddenly got the smell of decay. My friend obviously had to say something, but I knew that something died in there recently.
Wow, it absolutely stinks. You can smell the decaying bodies, man. That actually reeks. No wonder they called this the Death House.
All of a sudden, we heard a little rumble upstairs like someone was running up on the top floor. We both looked at each other in shock. My friend got the flashlight first and went up the stairs, and I followed behind him with the camera. We had no weapons, so we just didn't know what to expect. As we were walking around on the top floor, the rumbling, or what sounded like footsteps, had just stopped. It was all quiet in the house, just from the outside noises. Suddenly, a door slammed from behind, and it sounded like a little kid was giggling behind the door. My friend, with the torch, went up and opened the door. There was a doll, and it was not like a normal doll. It was a doll that was around, it looked like he was in the late 80s to 90s. My face must have been a really, very wide smile because my friend said, "Do you remember that doll?" I said, "I've heard about them. Around that time period, they were the must-have toy of the century."
Yeah, man, I never had one, but they're all over. Every advert was them, selling them. This shop sells them for this price, that shop sells them for this price. They're all over. Like I said, I never had one, but I definitely wanted one.
Exactly, mate. They were all over, the clothes, big Halloween icon. We decided to leave the toy and just left it there. I mean, it can't have been the toy making these noises. It was just laying there. It looked a bit mucky, to be honest, like it had been left there and had a bit of mould growing on it. We walked around the house for, I'd say, another 15 to 20 minutes. And we realised that the house didn't look really abandoned. It must have been recently made abandoned. But with all the death that was going on around this house, if it was actually true, we couldn't see any evidence apart from the horrible smell, which shouldn't be coming from a house if it's recently been made abandoned.
Yo, Kieran, I found the basement door. The smell of decay is really strong now, and I think we should go and check it out. Someone might be hurt.
So we went down the stairs and the smell was absolutely horrible. I was nearly bringing up my sandwich that I had on the way up here. It was that bad. When we got down into the basement, we found a bloody knife at the bottom of the stairs. It's a good job my friend was walking in front of me because I nearly scratched myself on it. My friend told me to stand back while he picked up the knife. I told him it wasn't a very good idea to hold that knife just in case there was fingerprints on it, and if the police are coming, your fingerprints will be on it and you will get accused of killing them. My police fingerprints aren't on the record, so it doesn't make a difference anywhere. So I wiped his DNA off with my shirt and carried on exploring. Behind this shelf, there was loads, and I mean loads, of dead bodies. I jumped back. I said to my friend, "You might want to take a look at this."
God damn, there's freaking bodies here. God almighty. How did you find these? Oh God, it's definitely these that are smelling out of the house.
My friend decided to call the police afterwards. I mean, no one had found the bodies, and these people had been reported missing for years. I mean, I'm surprised the police never even came and checked this house, since it would be a very right place to check, I'd say. All of a sudden, the thumping had came back from upstairs. It was thumping and thumping slow. It sounded like there was someone upstairs walking in very big metal boots. I rushed upstairs to see what it was while my friend was trying to get in contact with the police. And when I got to the top of the stairs, I couldn't see anybody. I just heard this walking. A few floorboards were creaking. And apart from that, the silence didn't make it any easier. Within 5 seconds of me sticking my head out the basement door, a knife come flying towards me and nearly caught my head. It got stuck in the door and I managed to get away from it. I said to my friend that someone's upstairs and they are literally not happy that we have found the stash of dead bodies. We didn't hear anything for at least 5 minutes. My friend couldn't get through to the police. Supposedly it was bad signal. So we just waited. I tried getting out the back door, but the back door was locked. All of a sudden, we heard running from behind us. When I spun round, there was this midget-like figure running towards me. And obviously, your instincts come out, and I went to kick it and knocked it down. I said to my friend, "Come on, we've got to get out of here." We didn't even look what I'd kicked until we went back into the room where we first found the doll. I said, "Wasn't that doll here moments ago?"
Yes, man, this doll here. Where's it gone? Hang on. Can you hear footsteps? What the hell is that at the end of the hall?
When my friend went to go and have a look and investigate, he brought the torch with him, and that was the only one he had, which was a bit crazy, but I thought he'd bring more. He shouted me, and I come running to the top of the stairs, only to find that the doll that we thought was not alive was walking up the stairs with a knife in his hand. The doll looked at me and said, "You two shouldn't have come here," threw the knife and almost nearly scratched both of us. I went back in the room and my friend ran the opposite direction, so we were separated. The doll came to my room where I was hiding and started banging on the door and putting his knife through it. Obviously, I didn't really want to know what type of knife he was using, but it was carving the door as easy as it would be to put scissors to paper.
Oi! You want to pick on someone? Come on then, try me!
I opened the door and tried to run downstairs and open the front door. For some strange reason, the front door was locked, so we had no idea on who locked it and where the key was. My friend shouted from the top stairs, "Did you manage to get that door unlocked yet?" "No, it's locked. We need a key. The door must have the key." My friend found a weapon upstairs, which must have been left by some previous victim of the house, and swung it at the doll. He knocked the head and the doll fell down. My friend ran down the stairs and didn't believe me that the doll had the key, or must have had the key. My friend chimed up and said,
We don't need no key. I'll take this door out by myself.
My friend tried to solder board the door, but it would not open one bit. I tried kicking it, but it would not happen. All of a sudden, the doll was running down the stairs after us. He was saying, "You're never going to get out of here alive." So we started running around the house trying to find different ways of getting out, since most of the windows and doors were boarded up. So it wasn't very easy to get out. We hid in the kitchen and the doll must have lost us. We tried to come up with a plan of attacking this doll, getting the keys from it if it has got them, and then what were we going to do with the doll? I mean, if this doll runs away out of the house, it could easily kill someone, and then they'd have a serial killer on their hands. When we were in the kitchen, we come up with a plan, and the plan was that we were going to somehow get the doll, make it so it could not hurt us by taking away its arms and legs or pinning it to something that we could find. In the basement, I remember seeing a nail gun. So, since my friend was brave at this point, I had to try and distract the doll and make it look like I was trying to get out the front door again when my friend went down to the basement to get the nail gun. It felt like my friend was gone for an hour because it was taking so long. I managed to nearly get the door off its hinges since I was banging so loud to try and get this doll to come to me instead of making his way to my friend. The doll started laughing behind me. Not with a normal laugh, but with its doll laugh. "You really think you're going to get out of this house alive?" My friend quickly came round and said,
We're going to get out of this house, but you're going to be nailed here.
Seconds later, he was stuck to the wall, 2 nails in his hand. He was screaming, "You mother, let me out of here. You just kill everyone that comes in here. Now we know the reason." I shot 2 nails in his feet so he couldn't get out either with his feet. I checked his pockets and we found the front door and we unlocked it. "Well, thanks for giving us the key." He said. The doll looked at me and said, "When I get out of here, you guys will be sleeping with one eye open." All of a sudden, the house engulfed in flames. We don't know what it was, but the doll said he was a master at voodoo and he was a master at causing flames, and the house would be our final resting place. We decided to run out, which was the best option. We got to the front garden and got to the top of the drive. We just heard this demonic laughter coming from nowhere, which was him. "Nice knowing you, boys. I'll be back again soon." The house collapsed and the flames quickly disappeared. The police pulled up, asked us what we were doing. Did we vandalize the house? Did we set fire to it? Since they had no proof that we'd done any of it, they let us go. The police looked in the house and they found the doll completely untouched by the fire. He was laying on a piece of wall that must have collapsed. The nails were still in the same place. The police took it in for evidence. They don't know why the doll was here, but they found no traces of bodies, which was a bit strange. The fire must have engulfed them, but at the same time, you would leave some remains behind, especially if it was burning bodies, or at least a bit of burning flesh, or a skeleton at least. They found no evidence, so the case was dropped. The house was cleared away, and it was just left as an abandoned field for at least a couple of years. It was on breaking news that 2 police were murdered in the police station. They saw a midget-like figure running out the door on CCTV cameras, but no one knows who or what it was. Me and my friends had seen this on the news, and me and my friend who went to that house also saw it on the news. My friend phoned me and said,
"Yo, mate, have you seen the news about them 2 police officers that have been murdered? This is definitely not over yet. We are definitely going to need to keep our guard up."
"Exactly, mate. we're going to have to keep our guard up. If this doll's on the loose looking for us, like it said it was, we are literally going to have to be sleeping with more or less one eye open. I mean, my family are about going on a vacation, so I could go away with them for a few days, but, you know, it's not going to be very much of a holiday if he comes and finds you and kills you and then comes and kills me when I get back. So let's just keep our eyes open for it. We searched the internet and listened to the news. The doll was never found, and we don't know if he was ever going to come back. It's nearly the end of the year now, and he hasn't come back since. Unless he's going to make a surprise announcement at the end of the year to try and kill us, then that'll be what it happens. But me and my friend do not think that this is the end of us seeing this doll. Because I couldn't let it slide, I wanted to realise what this doll was. Why was it having a killer's instinct? Why was it going off like a murderer? I did some Googling and I realised that this young boy had the same experience when he was younger. Supposedly, this killer called Charles Lee Ray transferred his soul into this doll, and he always went by the name Chucky. And people have said that the doll responds to Chucky, and that is the last thing they hear when the doll says, "My name is Chucky." So now we know the name, we know what to look for, and now we know that this was not over by a long shot. We forgot about it after a while, thinking that maybe the doll made empty threats, and now he's gone somewhere. Next minute, my phone started ringing.
Yo, mate, I've just got a note through the door from Chucky. Only thing it says is, "See you soon," from Chucky.
Well, that's a bit strange because I haven't got one. All of a sudden, a note appeared from underneath my door, like someone was pushing it through. I picked it up and it said the exact same thing. "See you soon," from Chucky. I swung the door open as quickly as possible. I said, "If you're out there, Chucky, I'm going to find you, and me and my friend will end you." It was quite late at night, and there was only street lamps. Only thing I heard was, "You're never going to catch me, friend. You're never going to catch me. Have a nice life, and I'll see you when you least expect it." And then all I heard was the most blood-curdling laugh that I've ever heard anybody do. And then it just went silent.